Ward.
Yeah, you play bass.
I do.
You play a Fender as well.
Right. We're sponsored.
It's all sponsored by
But not by Fender.
Powered
by
Sam
Four
No, it's all PV.
Four Loco or that,
Yeah.
that like energy.
Four Loco's going extinct, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
That's when the band is gonna just start to sound
I know.
totally different.
That's why we're firing our manager.
Yeah, we're trying to transition over to I don't know. Are there any other like
Balls
flavored-
balls
we're
into
just gonna have to
energy
drink
drink.
RBVs.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have caffeine.
We're getting sponsored by
Well, as long as it's
Balls.
like natural caffeine, it's fine.
We're trying to make the transition.
Like when
to
Four
heroin
Loko
slowly.
switches to just guarana,
That's
we're good.
proper.
A year is being generous because last year this time it was basically I had done a set of demos in my bedroom alone, and there wasn't really any participation from anybody else at that point. So I was sort of, flying by the seat of my pants, so to speak. I think for me it was like, I came up with the songs, and then when I started to bring them out to play with other people, it was sort of like I let go to a certain extent. And I mean, there were already parts that were in place, but it was the sort of thing where some of the songs sound radically different. I mean, because I was doing shit with a drum machine, I was doing shit with a synth, and it sounded very, very different once we got in, especially with Jimmy. And Jay was originally playing guitar on stuff, which he didn't seem too thrilled about. And I was on his BlackBerry. Yeah, and it was the sort of thing where, it sort of evolved in its own way, and I'm happy that it's still evolving in its own way now. It wasn't ever meant to be, a constrained bedroom project. It was meant to be something that could sort of like spread out depending on the musicians who were playing with it. And I think it's if it hasn't reached that point, then it is reaching that point, and that's something that I'm much happier with than wanting to have like control over something, because I really don't want that. Fuck control.
Yeah. Well, me and Landis got together. We had a one-night stand, and then I didn't hear from him for a really long time. I think he went out of town or something.
Yeah, I went up. I had left for Massachusetts for a while.
Yeah, and then I don't know. He called me one day and we started playing again. I was playing in a band called Field Day from around here, and we were breaking up, and I wasn't playing with anyone else, so. Well, I guess. No, that sounds bad. No, I mean, I was really excited about starting a new band, and as far as playing drums goes, and I was really excited about. Field Day was more like a mathy band, and it was fun, but I'd never really. I don't know. I was kind of missing playing with a songwriter and actually like writing songs on drums, and I don't know. It was pretty exciting to get back into that and actually writing out rhythms and like matching them up, and making like just trying to make good songs.
Landis and I have known each other since we were little tiny babies.
5, 6.
Where's that from?
We grew up in Martinsville, Virginia, where there's NASCAR and a whole lot of people who don't want to listen to kids play guitars. But no, I mean, I've known Landis for a long time, knew him in high school, and we were in a band previously. And the first time he asked me to do White Laces stuff was on guitar, and I just wasn't really excited because he's a much better guitar player than I am, so I felt like I couldn't really keep up. So they kind of moved on with, I guess, different guitar players.
No one really.
Different bass players.
I don't know if anyone really did guitar after you.
Yeah, we did a 3-piece.
Yeah, just moved on with different stuff. And when he finally asked me to come back, it was to play bass after they had already. I guess had you guys already recorded?
Yeah.
Or
No, it was right before that.
right before that. Yeah, right. And I couldn't travel at that time. But anyway, yeah, I've known Landis for a long time and played music with him for a long time.
Landis just kind of asked me out of the blue, probably on Facebook chat, if I wanted to do guitar and White Laces, and I was like, well, fuck yeah, and trying to definitely be in some new project, something that's got new light, new energy, fun playing music. And so we started, and for the beginning it was mainly me, Landis, and Jimmy, and we maybe practiced like 4 times, 5 times. And then I didn't meet Jay until one night in Landis's living room, and the lights were off, so it was really weird. No, I'm joking. So I met Jay, and the 3 of us in your living room, excluding Jimmy, ran through songs, and then the next day we played on WRIR for the first time ever together. So. You know, early indie, and then I guess if you were talking about in my book, like
God.
Alex is 16.
mid 90s. I'm 16. Mid 90s. Modest Mouse, Built to Spill, I guess is all I ever have to bring to the table. So, and then if you're concerned about the bends, I hate to say it, but I just feel like I'm reincarnating that Pixies guitarist whenever I do any bends. It's like he kind of capitalized on that. I'm just bending.
I found it on Craigslist last year, and I had always wanted a Jaguar, primarily because I was really into My Bloody Valentine when I was younger, and also Dinosaur Jr., and it has a longer whammy bar, and it has a thing called floating tremolo, in which you can sort of ride the trem more, and it's more built for the sort of surf bends and sort of, whammy stuff, and, jerking around in a way that, the sort of Stevie Ray Vaughan type, straight up Strat tremolo, which isn't bad, isn't necessarily made for. I love Spaceman 3. Perfect Prescription is a record that I really love a lot, and the sort of, a thing that I'm trying to learn within this band too is repetition, which I always sucked at. I always wanted everything to change over and over and over, and I'm trying to sort of like learn to settle on things, and I think Spaceman 3 is a good example of what can be gained through the wonders of repetition.
Yeah, I'm really into just like syncopated rhythms, playing with everyone and having like a groove, keeping time on the hats. I didn't have it today, but I usually have those little a little hat trick on my hats, little bells. It's like a little tambourine, and I'm really into just like keeping my time with that, and then just kind of locking in with syncopated rhythms with everything else. And I don't know. I think the drummer from Chavez is probably one of the bigger influences, because I feel like he really accomplishes that well. Where I love it when when songs sound like they're about to fall apart, and then they just come right back together again, and they just like, it slams you in the face. And I feel like a lot of that is done with the rhythm section, and I don't know. So yeah, we're just, as far as that sums it up. Well, yeah. I think that's the main thing that we're doing right now is the label's going to be putting out. Acme Thunder is putting out a 7-inch. Shadowplay's putting out a 12-inch. We're kind of just going with friends labels, people that we like, bands that we like. We want to play shows with bands that we want to listen to. We want to put out records with bands that we want to, share a label with, and people that we'd want to actually, contribute to it. And that's, I don't know, I think that's just, that's maybe the community that maybe we want to play to and share with is, other musicians that we respect and we really like. And I think if we achieve that, then that's everything that's enough to make me happy.
Yeah.
Maybe to sum up the like overexposure part, it was like we did end up kind of playing a lot of shows at Strange Matter, which isn't bad. Strange Matter is a great venue, but I think that once we started playing like 3 in a row, like once every week, everybody was kind of like, again already?
Yeah, I guess there's some concern about that, but this incarnation of the band, I guess, is like 3 months old.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Yeah,
just like
this
getting our
right here.
bearings and
Yeah.
getting our feet on the ground.
Yeah.
If like people are burned out on this incarnation of the group at this point, we're just fucked. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Your first video, right?
Yeah, we got two. We got one for spirituals, one for Motoric that's coming up as well. That includes a flaming bike that was very incendiary, no pun intended, to a lot of people in Richmond.
Until it got flooded, and
Yeah.
then the water put it out. Yeah.
Talk about the spirituals.
Spirituals video. John Merchant, great guy.
Jay Ward.
Jay Ward.
John Merchant, who we went to high school with, who has been working in the film industry in New York for quite a while, and kind of like I guess he gets locked into certain films where he doesn't really get to express himself. He just has a job.
And he has Woody Harrelson's honey at his house.
Right, and Woody Harrelson bought him an iPhone.
Oh,
But
Woody Harrelson's cranky when he doesn't get his pot.
also when you go through the Lincoln Tunnel with the windows
Can
down.
we put this on here? Though?
Anyways.
Is John Merchant gonna get in trouble? We just said his first and last name. I did.
No, I don't know who you're talking
We're
about.
blurbing this out. His name now.
That sounds like a
is-
John Doe kind of name.
Yeah.
His name is.
Smith,
Right. Anyway,
IMDb.
he actually played in a band with Lannis and I previously too, and I guess heard the stuff that Lannis and Jimmy had recorded and got pretty excited about it. And I guess it was just his own idea to start making a video for Spirituals.
There's a lot of nipple.
Got pretty awesome.
Yeah. Blood.
The best story out of all of it is John lives in a neighborhood in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And part of the video is a guy in a white sheet spinning around trying to look like a ghost. But he was doing that on his rooftop, praying that no one saw him spinning around in a white sheet and thought it was some sort of like KKK ritual or something.
Or that his landlord, who is I think a Hasidic Jew, walked in and saw the cow skull and blood in the and I think it was like the dining room and all the satanic accoutrement and was just like, oh, don't worry about this. This is just what we do on Saturdays. All that shit comes out within the next month. We just started working with a new PR firm. They're doing all that shit. The record comes out 1/18/11 on vinyl and digital, and if over 10,000 people buy it, we'll make CDs. That's
You're
it.
gonna go high, you're gonna go low, and I'm gonna middle it.
Where am I
out.
going?
You're just there.
I'm just here.
You're watching.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're watching Show Me Deals. Show Me Deals. We're white laces.